Welcome to Fairfield, Sydney. In this Sydney food vlog, we're doing a food tour of Fairfield, and we're going to be discovering the best international cuisine this area has to offer. Fairfield is in Western Sydney, about 30 kilometres west of the Sydney CBD. The traditional landowners are the Cabrogal Aboriginal people, but now Fairfield is one of the most multicultural and culturally diverse areas of Australia. More than half of the residents of Fairfield were born overseas and mostly in non-English speaking countries. The most common ethnic groups in Fairfield are Assyrian, Vietnamese, Chinese and Iraqi. Shandeez restaurant is one of the top restaurants in Fairfield, and they serve traditional Persian food. So we've got an absolute feast here of some of their most popular dishes. We have the Zareshk. We've got some of their most popular dishes. This is a traditional dish. It's the Zareshk polo, which is a chicken dish with some beautiful rice here, which has barberries in it. And then it's got some salad and some sauce as well. And then we've got the sheesh, which is their kebabs, and it's a mixture of some of their most popular ones. The chicken, which is called the Joojeh, and also a lamb one, which looks so good. And it comes with rice and salad as well. And then we've got some of their dips. So we've got a yogurt garlic dip, and we've also got an eggplant dip. And to finish it off, we've got some delicious bread, as well as some fresh watermelon juice. So this looks absolutely delicious. And their food is made with so much love and care. So the chicken is slow cooked for 5 hours until it's just absolutely perfect. The eggplant is cooked in the tandoor and then crushed up and made into this dip. I just am so excited about all this food. So I love the presentation of the food, and the decor in this restaurant is really lovely as well. So the mains are pretty big serving sizes, so be sure to bring your appetite. I'm going to start off with this watermelon juice. So this was $10 and it's freshly made. It's beautifully frothy on top, nice and sweet and very fresh. Okay, so I'm going to try some of that Zareshk now. Look at that, that's just falling apart. And you can see there's a really nice glaze on top, really nice sauce, and that's a tomato-based sauce. The chicken on its own is really nice and moist and tender, but then having it with that sauce just elevates it to the next level. So the sauce, it's got a bit of a sweetness to it. I think I can taste some cinnamon in there. The Zareshk is the rice. The barberries have a bit of tartness to it, but then it's got a nice pop of juiciness and tartness, which just works so well with the chicken. This is just such a hearty, flavourful and satisfying dish.
I'm going to get stuck into the Joojeh now. So this looks really tantalising with its vivid orange colour. The Joojeh has a really tender texture, and that's because it's been marinated in yogurt and lemon, some spices, and there's also saffron in there as well. And that's what I believe gives it the really orange flavour. So this eggplant dip is made by roasting the eggplant in the tandoor. So it's roasted until it's all quite melted and gooey. There's yogurt over the top and oil. So I'd say the eggplant's all about that smooth texture, and the flavour elements are this yogurt. The yogurt is a fair bit tangier, and then you've also got some herbs in there as well to add to the flavour. I just love this style of lamb kebab. The lamb's really tender, and I just love those spices. It's quite subtle, but it's just a whole range of really yummy flavours.
This is Persian ice cream. It's also known as Akbar Mashti or Bastani. It's an ice cream that has rosewater, pistachio and saffron in it. And the saffron gives it this beautiful yellow colour. Oh, that's so smooth and creamy, and you get a really strong taste of rose water, which is really floral and sweet. This is the perfect end to an absolutely fantastic meal. Tasic hot Burek claims to be the best Burek in Australia. They make a Serbian-style Burek, but Burek's popular all throughout the Balkans. So we first fell in love with Burek in Croatia when we were there for a couple of months a few years ago. And we've also had it in Montenegro and Albania, and it's a very popular treat. Burek is a flaky pastry, and it comes in a variety of different fillings. So we've got the meat one, which was $8 per serving. You can also get it in cheese, in spinach and cheese, and they've got apple here as well. So it's a really popular street food in the Balkans, and I haven't had it for a couple of years, so I'm really excited to have it again. Oh, that is just perfection. The pastry is light, it's buttery, it's flaky, and the meat is a beautiful, salty, savory flavor. It just combines so nicely, and it's packaged up brilliantly, so you can just walk around and enjoy it. For a sweet, cheap eat in Fairfield, you can't go past Tasic hot Burek's donuts. So this was $2.50 for the plain donut, and then for the one with filling, it's $3. So that is amazing value, and these look amazing. It's light, it's fluffy, it's spongy, and then it's got that beautiful sugar on top. It is just the perfect sweet treat. And that smell of the pastry, this filled donut just smells amazing. Oh, that strawberry jam is just so pink and vibrant. And I think for 50 cents more, treat yourself and upgrade to the filled donut.
For cheap eats in Sydney, come to Fairfield for a $5 falafel wrap. Happiness and Middle Eastern Catering is famous in Fairfield for their falafel rolls. So this is an Iraqi style falafel roll, and what's special about it is that it's made in Samoon bread, which is an Iraqi bread. It also has amber sauce. It's made out of pickled mangoes. That's going to be really interesting to try out. So I'd say the bread looks a little bit like pide bread to me. It's a little bit crispy on the outside, but then it looks really fluffy and airy on the inside. Another unique feature of the Samoon bread is that it's in a distinctive diamond shape. So there are a lot of men outside just playing games, having their coffees, having a sheesh as well. And I'm a little bit self-conscious at the moment. I feel like half of Fairfield's watching me eat this, eat this falafel roll. So I'm just going to get into it.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So the first thing I can taste is the amber sauce. So it's really tangy and tart. That bread is really light and fluffy. It's a little bit chewy on the outside, and I just think it's perfect for a falafel roll. So you can select your salads. We've just gone with everything. There's chili and jalapeno in here, so it makes it pretty hot. There's also lettuce, tomato. I think there could be onion in there as well. And I believe we also got some hummus dip in there too. So it's really quite a filling roll. And the falafel itself is crispy on the outside and light and fluffy on the inside. This is just such an amazing roll and outstanding value. You're not going to get that too many places anywhere in Sydney.
Paula Continental Cakes is an institution in Fairfield. So they've been here for over 40 years, bringing South American food to Australians. So this is one of their most popular dishes. It's an empanada. This was $6.90 and it's handmade in-house. They've come in a variety of flavours. We've got their most popular, which is a beef. So it's got beautiful golden pastry, and you can see that delicious meat on the inside. So I don't think I've had an empanada since I was in Central America a couple of years ago. And if you're not familiar with our channel, John and I started this channel when we were living in Nicaragua, and we were there for a year and a half. So we had a lot of empanadas when we were there, and we absolutely love them. That meat filling comes in a delicious gravy, which is really savoury, and that dough is smooth and buttery. And there are a few chunks of olives in there, which comes as an unexpected treat. So having it all encased in that pastry makes it the perfect food on the go. And for $6.90, it really is a perfect cheap eat instead.
Walking around Fairfield, you get a sense of the strong cafe culture around here. You see all these cafes that are al fresco, seating outdoors, and there are just men who coffee, enjoying each other's company, having a coffee, sometimes having a shish if it's a Middle Eastern cafe, and just having a good old time. We've come to Bondeno Cafe. It's been around in Fairfield since 1997, and it is a local institution. It's a Bosnian style cafe, and we've gone with one of their favourites, which is the cevapi. So you get 10 sausages, and it was $27. Cevapi sausages originated in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but you can find them all around the Balkans, and we're quite familiar with those sausages from our time in Croatia. So we have a soft spot for these little things. So they're skinless sausages, they've got a bunch of spices in there, and it's just really tasty. It's usually a mix of meats too. The cevapi comes with a bunch of sides, so you've got raw onion, there's also a cabbage salad and some sour cream. There are a number of Lao restaurants in Fairfield, and we've come to Green Peppercorn. You can find that as part of the Fairfield Hotel. It's a really nice looking restaurant. It looks a little bit fancy, a little bit upmarket, and the prices are probably mid-range to more expensive in the area. They've got a really extensive menu. Now, we've gone with one of their most popular dishes, and that's the ox tongue. We also looked at their dessert menu, and they've got a lot of really yummy looking desserts. So there's fried ice cream in pandan sauce. There's even a pandan green brulee that looks really tantalising. Now, the ox tongue. It comes with mum's special sauce. I can see some chili in there. It looks like there's coriander too. I wonder whether it's going to be a sweet sauce or a savoury sauce. Oh. Yum. Oh, that's nice. So first of all, the ox tongue, it's quite tender. When I think of tongue, it puts me off a little bit, but it just tastes like any other slab of meat as well. I like how the tongue is really thinly sliced. Now, in eating it, it's a little bit chewy. There's no special taste to it. It just tastes like any other beef. Now, this isn't the first time I've tried tongue. The first time was in Nicaragua, and that was a little bit of a shock to the system. Once I got over the idea of it not being like a typical slice of meat, and the fact that it actually looked like a tongue when I tried to eat it, it was really quite nice. I really enjoyed it. And same with this dish. I really enjoy this one too. I really like that mum special sauce as well. There's a fair bit of chili in there, so there's heat to it. I would say it's also a mix of sweet and tangy as well. So it really goes well when you mix it in with the saltiness of the ox tongue. This ox tongue was $25.90.
To get to Fairfield, we recommend catching the train. Fairfield is on the T2 and T5 train lines, and it's about an hour's train ride from the Sydney CBD. Fairfield Railway Station is heritage listed, and it has the oldest existing railway building in New South Wales. If you're coming by car, there's car parks and street parking available. So John, what did you think of our food tour of Fairfield, Sydney?
Fairfield is just amazing in how much variety and diversity of cuisines there are. I feel that we've tried foods from every continent today. It's just been awesome.
Yeah, I've just been so happy to find foods that we've discovered in our travels around the world, and it's so great to be able to experience that food again in Sydney.
What's your favourite food in Fairfield? Let us know in the comments.
And we do plenty more food videos just like this, as well as food and travel videos from around the world. So if you want to follow us on our adventures, be sure to subscribe.
We are Bucket List Travellers.
See you next time.